like protein. I like protein too.
You like protein?
Protein? You brought protein?
Brought protein?
I'm trying to think of just how to start. So, all right, folks, welcome back. Pride Roofing and Construction here with another FAQ video. Today, we're gonna keep on this same pattern. We're gonna talk about some more insurance-based topics. This one's supplements. It's my favorite topic. You got protein, creatine, just kidding. Anyways, it's not the type of supplements that you guys are used to hearing about on Instagram or from your friends that are fitness enthusiasts. Today we're going to be talking about supplementation within an insurance claim, what that means for you, kind of break that down a little bit so that you guys understand. So what is a supplement? So let's talk about your insurance claim summary and paperwork that you receive when a claim has been processed, it's been approved, and you get back this gigantic report that has about 100 acronyms and another 1,000 numbers on it. That document is very useful for us. It allows us to see what an insurance company is stating that they're willing to pay for, the unit prices at which they're willing to pay for it, and the pay schedule on which they're going to pay you out on those types of things. We talked about depreciation, we've talked about ACV, RCV, all those things are packed into that claim, but what we haven't talked about is supplementation. So, like I said, what is supplementation? When a claim is filed, and I'm not going to say that adjusters or the insurance company are doing this on purpose, but occasionally things are incorrect. Whether that be that they don't know the code language in that municipality, they don't know what's required. Maybe there's a way that this product, this roof or this siding needs to be applied that needs more labor, it needs more materials than they are currently estimating for. Well, that's where we come into play. We're going to read and review this with you, and we're going to identify the areas at which they're properly paying and areas where they're improperly paying, or maybe there's mismeasurements or things like that. And we're going to submit to them an estimate that's written in the same language so they can read it, communicate back with them in insurance speak, and we are going to get those types of things paid for. So common supplements that you'll see very regularly are, like I said, mismeasurements, missing items altogether, code pieces that were not included but need to be put onto this roof in order to pass an inspection. Let's just talk about roofing in this particular video just to make it a little more applicable to our main niche market. In a roof claim, the insurance company is required to pay you like for like. So if your roof is built one way, their summary should state the entire takeoff and mechanics to build that exact same roof for you. Now, when this happens, maybe your roof was built in 2010 and you are now completing this claim in 2023. Things have changed as far as requirements go, and the entire roofing industry has evolved to make sure to protect the asset better with better and more evolved materials, things like that. They're going to pay you to replace that roof from 2010. Some things that have changed in recent building code is drip edge is required at the entire perimeter. Ice and water shield is required at all of your roof-to-wall transitions, at all of your eaves. There's also lengths that are required and the amount of ice and water shield that needs to be added to it, and additionally in your valley. If those things are not accounted for because they weren't necessary to build this roof in 2010, we need to make sure they're paid for in 2023. There is a little bit of research that we have to do as your homeowner's advocate and as your contractor to find out whether the insurance company is on the hook to pay for this or whether this is something that you're going to have to pay for out of pocket. But that, if we remember back to my other videos, happens during our review process. If we find out that your policy does include ordinance and law, what that means is the insurance company is responsible to bring it to current code. The average insurance company has 1 to 2 years, depending on which insurance company it is, to where they're responsible for what happens with this storm. If you call a claim in 2021 and you don't happen to do any work until 2023, there's a massive difference between material costs from 2021 as it would be in 2023 for the same product. product. You guys have all experienced and seen inflation in front of you in the grocery stores and other things that you regularly buy. The same could be said in the construction world. All materials have elevated, and they're doing this quite sequentially. Generally, every quarter we get quite a hit in terms of increases in percentages for what these materials now cost to fight this inflation. If your claim paperwork was produced at a time that's different than when your work actually gets completed, what we do is we submit a invoice for the material value that was required when the work was completed, or more specifically, when the permit was pulled, and that will help us counter that inflation and it not be an out-of-pocket expense for you. When we talk about supplements, this is an opportunity for us as a contractor to make sure that we're not losing money as we're working for you, and it's also an opportunity for us to make sure that we're not asking you for any additional money out of your pocket, because this is an insurance company's requirement to pay. When you review your insurance claim summary and you see that they've given you, let's just call it $10,000. This isn't the end-all be-all, this isn't the only number. That's kind of the starting point. The supplementation process will help us get to an endpoint where you are served as a customer to the best of the insurance company and our ability, and it'll assist us with making sure that we are not out there, committing to doing work for free or work that is non-profitable. After all, we are a business and we want to make sure that we can keep our lights on, but we also don't want to do that at your expense. If you see that $10,000 number jump from $10,000 to $12,000 or $10,000 to $15,000, don't panic. When you see these types of things, this has already been a discussion between us, if we were your contractor, or your contractor with your insurance company, and these are approved values. This does not increase your out-of-pocket cost. After all, if you have that RCV policy that we talked about before, your deductible is all you have to pay. If it's an ACV policy and these supplements are approved, this is more money that they're willing to pay beyond what they originally quoted. And like I said, rest assured, this is all money that the insurance company is approving to pay you so that you can sufficiently pay your contractor to do this job to the best of our ability. In the past, we've had questions from our clients wondering why we produce this supplementation invoice, why we're asking for more money than they originally stated that they were going to pay, so on and so forth. If you didn't gather the reasons behind it from the previous words in this video, I'm going to explain a little bit further here. So that question, why do you need more money from the insurance company? Well, to give a further deep dive into this, there are multiple insurance estimating softwares, but the most frequently used is called Xactimate. There's another that's used relatively frequently called Symbility, and they both have the same components. The insurance company sets the price point by which we can work with. Understanding that all of this pricing is already set, it's approved, and it's within the framework of estimating that they've created, our job is to make sure that it's done with proper proportions. We can complete your trade work to the level of quality that they're requesting it to be paid so that they can be comfortable insuring your property for the future. Yes, there are contractors who can get work done at less of a cost in certain areas than the insurance is willing to pay. But unfortunately, generally when we have a cost conversation, what that means is when you're choosing cost, you're choosing a cost that's associated with the quality that you get. We want to provide you with the absolute best quality of service that we can provide for you. It's a win-win-win scenario. You have a product that's done that you can be proud of and that is keeping water out of your asset. We do a project that allows us to continue doing more projects, is profitable, and your insurance company is comfortable insuring that asset for you and protecting your home with their contract moving forward. So in summary, supplementation is a standard practice. It is something that I encourage that you, when you're working with a contractor, if it's not with us, to make sure that they are working with the insurance company side by side to bring it to an accurate cost to complete your project without you having to be the person who takes a sidestep in quality or additional costs or so on and so forth. Make sure to tune into our next video. We're going to talk about another insurance concept called offsetting. And just as always, please become interactive with these videos. Like and subscribe, comment below, ask questions. As it's said before, if it's relevant to you, it's probably relevant to somebody else, which is why we're producing these videos. So the more the better. And I'll see you next time.
protein, creatine.